Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, which name is Analytics Pro. Here under this playlist guys, we are going to cover interview scenarios and real-time business problems and their solutions. In the previous tutorial guys, we have studied about dynamic RLS, that how we guys can apply hierarchical level of dynamic RLS so that manager can only see their own data as well as their own employee data with the help of dynamic RLS. So here under this today's tutorial guys, we will learn how manager can see other people data with their own data but without RLS. That logic guys we will implement here under this Power BI desktop. So let's start our tutorial guys with introduction. And now let's jump into this Power BI desktop screen. So here we guys have entered in Power BI desktop. And this is the same file guys which we have used in previous tutorial to apply dynamic RLS. And now let's look at the table first. So the first table name is employee hierarchy, where we have employee ID, designation, name, email, manager ID and hierarchy. So this hierarchy guys we have created with the help of path function, which we have already discussed in the last class. I have simply used path function. So under the first parameter guys, we have taken this employee ID and the second parameter we have taken this manager ID. So in this way, we have created this hierarchy column. And here under this sales table guys, we don't have any employee name. We have just only employee IDs and their categories, product, sales, quantity and transaction date. And here under this modeling view guys, we have created the modeling on the basis of employee ID to employee ID, which is common column in both the tables. And now let's go back to this report. So we have learned two methods of applying dynamic RLS. For example guys, if I copy this ID, let's say Arjun Mehta, so here I can copy this value and go here under this view as. So here are the two roles guys which we have created in the last class. So you guys can go and watch this previous tutorial to understand how I have created these two roles. So let's create with this lookup value role. So let me click on this and click on this other user. And now let me paste this ID here and click OK. So I can clearly see this Arjun Mehta is a team lead and these two developers are working here under this team lead, Ananya and Meera. So you guys can see it here. And now let me stop viewing. In a similar way guys, if I copy this Rohan Patel email ID, so let me do right click, go here under this copy and copy value and go here under this view as. And this time guys, I will go with this second role which gives you the same result. So let's check with this MaxX role. So let me click other user and now let me select my role name which is user underscore hierarchy underscore max. And now let me paste this email ID over here and click OK. So see guys, Rohan Patel is also a team lead and this Karan Singh and Neha Gupta are working here under this Rohan Patel. These two are developers which are working here under this team lead. But this is we have implemented with the help of dynamic RLS. But what if guys, if user wants to see the same requirement here under this Power BI without applying dynamic RLS? So let's create a same logic without dynamic RLS. So guys, if user select any employee name here under the slicer, so they can clearly able to see that who all our employees are working here under the manager, just like a same view. Let's see how we can create same logic here under this Power BI desktop without using dynamic RLS. So let me stop viewing. So firstly guys, I will create one disconnected table. Here disconnected table means which I will not create any relationship with these two tables where I will only fetch the employee names. So either I can use value function or distinct function to fetch all the unique values. So firstly I'll go here under this report view and click on this new table. So let's say my table name is employee underscore list. This is my table name where I'll take all the employee names. So I am using distinct function over here. So here we have just only one parameter, column name or table expression. So here under this parameter guys, I will simply use employee names which is from the employee hierarchy table. So let me select this column and close this bracket and hit enter. And now guys, let me go here under this table view. So here we guys can see we have a unique list of employee names. Whatever we have here under this employee hierarchy table, you guys can cross check here. So firstly, you need to create a disconnected table with the help of distinct function. And now guys, what I will do, let me go here under this report view and let me select one slicer from here. And under this slicer guys, let me take this employee name, which we have just created with the help of distinct function. So here I can see the list of employee names. So this slicer guys won't work here because it is not connected anywhere. So you can see guys, nothing is interacting here. So this is the first step guys. And now let's jump into the next step. So we need to create another measure. So let me go here under this new measure and create a new measure. And this time my measure name would be, let's say, selection employee ID. So firstly guys, I'll start my calculation with variable. So let me simply write var, and my variable name would be, let's say, select emp underscore name. So this is my variable name, and I will simply store this column name here under this select employee name variable. So firstly I will write selected value function guys, and under selected value I'll simply take this column name, which is emp name, which is from the employee list table which we have just created, and close this bracket. And now let me simply write return statement, return, and simply write the logic guys with lookup value. So under result name parameter guys, I want to see employee ID, which is from the employee hierarchy table, comma, and the next two parameter says search column name and search value name. So under search column name guys, I need to search employee name, which is from the employee hierarchy table, comma, which is exact match to this employee name of employee list table, which we have already stored here under the first variable. So here I will write my variable name. So this is the logic guys which we have created here, and let me hit enter. And now guys, let's test this logic. So to test this logic guys, let's go here under this new page. So let me select both the visuals from here. So let me do copy it here and go here under this next page guys and paste it here. So here it is asking the sync slicer guys. So let me click on this don't sync. So here we have taken only these two visuals. And now guys, what I will do, let me take one table visual from here, and under table visual guys, let me take this employee name from this employee list table and simply drag this measure here under this table visual. So this visual guys, it's only returning the employee ID in the front of employee names. You guys can clearly see it here because we want result as a employee ID in the front of employee names. So if you want to cross check guys, so here Priya Nair employee ID is 1. So let's go to this employee hierarchy table. So here Priya Nair employee ID is 1. You guys can clearly see it here. So this is the logic guys which we have created here under this selection employee ID measure, that returning the employee ID which is correspondence to the employee names. So I hope you guys are clear with this logic. And now guys, let's understand one more requirement. So if I go here under this table view guys, and if I select this hierarchy column guys, so what I want guys, if I select any value here under the slicer, it return only those employees. So for example guys, if I select this value here under the slicer, it should be written the name of 1, 4 and 5. Let me show you with example. So let me go here under this report view and let me take one more slicer. And under this slicer guys, let me take this hierarchy column. So let me select this and drop it here. So the moment I select this 138, so it should be written the data of employee ID 138. So here 1 means Priya, the 3 employee ID would be Sneha, and the 8 employee ID would be Vivek. Similar way, if I select only 1, 3, so this visual should be written Priya Nair, which is employee ID 1, and this Sneha Iyer, which is employee ID 3. So this is the logic guys which I need to create it here. So let me unselect this slicer and let's create a new logic. So let me go here under this new measure. So let me go here under this new measure guys, and this measure name would be, let's say, hierarchy data. So this is my measure name which I am going to create. So let me firstly write variable here, and here under this variable guys, I will store this previously created measure which name is selection underscore employee underscore ID. So this measure guys, I will store here under this variable. So my variable name would be, let's say, select measure. This is my variable name, and my measure name would be, let's say, selection underscore employee ID. And now let me press shift enter and simply write return statement. And under return statement guys, I will write my logic with if statement. So I'll simply write if function over here. So under logical test guys, what I want, if my value is blank over here, it return first variable. So under value parameter guys, I will use my variable name which is select underscore measure, or So this pipeline sign guys return OR operator. And here under this OR operator guys, I'll simply write path contains. So this path contain function guys, we have already explained in the last tutorial. So this find the values guys which you are looking here under the column. So here under this path guys, I can directly write the hierarchy column, but I will use with this selected value. Don't worry guys, I will explain this measure from scratch once I create it. So under selected value guys, I'll simply take my hierarchy column which is path, bracket close, comma. So here under this item guys, I want to looking employee names which is correspondent to this employee ID, which we have stored here under this variable which is selection underscore employee underscore ID. So let me write this variable here which is stands for select underscore measure and bracket close. So this is the logic guys which we have given it here. And now let me simply enter true or false parameter. So I would say if this statement is correct, so as a result guys, I want 1, else 0. And now let me close this bracket. And now guys, let me explain this logic, what we have written it here. So here is blank says, if there is no employee selected, then return 1. As well as we have also given this OR condition. And this path contains says, if a manager IDs appear in the employee hierarchy path, so it means that employee is working here under the manager. So if employee is in the selected manager hierarchy guys, it return 1, else 0. Because employee is not a part of that hierarchy. So this is the logic guys which we're trying to implement it here. It checks both the condition. And now guys, let's test this logic. So what I'll do, let me copy this table visual and paste it here and simply remove both the fields from here. And I'll simply take this employee names from this employee hierarchy table, their employee IDs and this hierarchy column. And let me also take this hierarchy data measure here under this table visual. So here guys, it is returning 1. And now guys, let's cross the same thing here under this slicer. So let me select Rohan Patel from here. So the moment I select Rohan Patel here under this employee name slicer, so here we can see wherever we have the Rohan Patel ID, it return 1, else 0. So here Rohan Patel employee ID is 4. So it's return 1. Similar way, if you check this Neha Gupta record, so here it is also returning 1. So I hope you guys are clear with this logic now. So the moment I select Arjun Mehta here guys, so you can see it return 1 where we have the Arjun Mehta, else 0. And now guys, what I'll do, let me select my visual, let's say sales by employee name. And this hierarchy data measure guys, I will use here under this filter on this visual. And simply say my value should be is equal to 1. And simply click this apply filter. And now guys, you can see the magic. So the moment I select this Arjun Mehta guys, so wherever we have the 1 guys, here under this hierarchy data, so it's showing only those values like Arjun Mehta, Meera Deshmukh and Ananya Roy. So here you guys can see this Meera Deshmukh employee ID is 9 which is 1 and this Ananya Roy employee ID is 7. It is also returning 1. So I hope you guys are clear with this logic. I know guys, it's little bit complicated, but if you watch this tutorial 1 or 2 times guys, you will definitely understand this logic, but we have written it here. So just practice this logic guys, and for such kind of detailed learning, stay connected with us and kindly support this channel. And those who are new to this channel, kindly hit the like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to press this bell icon guys, else you will miss an update. And those who wants to learn Power BI or SQL from scratch, so you guys can follow this free YouTube channel, which name is Analytics Pro. And if you scroll it down guys, so here you guys can see we have a full course Power BI playlist where I have explained each and every concept about Power BI in detail. And if you click here on this playlist button guys, so you guys will get to see multiple playlists are here. This is the Power BI full course playlist and these are the advanced concepts of Power BI where you guys can take the knowledge of advanced concepts of Power BI. And we have this Power BI with SQL playlist where you guys can learn all the concepts of SQL from scratch. So you guys can start your SQL journey with this free YouTube channel. And along with that guys, we have this visualization playlist and we have this DAX expression playlist where we have covered most of the DAX functions from scratch which are majorly used in your projects. And here under this playlist, I am also trying to cover all the differences of DAX functions which is majorly asked in an interviews. And very soon guys, I will add some more playlists so that you guys can take better understanding of the analytical skills. And for the job seekers guys, we have this free Telegram group where I'm keep posting latest Power BI jobs opening, as well as you will also find some latest interview question and answers, which recently asked by an interviewer. So you don't need to pay anything to anyone. But those who are looking only live sessions, so we guys also conduct live training and sessions, where we prepare candidates from scratch till intermediate level, with some scenarios, real-time projects, assignments, notes, and so on. And we also provide placement assistance with the help of WhatsApp group, where you will get to see some HR emails, contact number, and so on. And you guys can also follow us on Insta as well as Facebook. So all the links I will share under the description box. You guys can follow us there. So for free learners guys, you guys can follow this Analytics Pro, and for the live training and sessions, you guys can connect me any of the platform. Thank you so much guys for your more love and support. Keep learning and keep growing. Thank you so much.